This is really probably one of the most really volatile times of the year for crappies. It's really interesting because not that long ago, we were fishing crappies, primarily ice fishing, 2 weeks ago in deep water basins. A lot of times 25 to as deep as 35 foot of water, but a lot of times those fish actually at this time of the year are suspending up and down. The ice just left the lake in many areas. In our area, my lake just went off the last couple of days. But what's really interesting is a lot of times these fish actually start moving, actually prior to the ice going out, starting to actually approach the spawning areas. And that's probably like exactly right now. A lot of times if you have deep water basins that cut in really close to those spawning areas, that's a really critical location to find these really, really early season crappies. That being said, you know, like over the next week and a half, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have some relatively warm weather. Those black bottom bays are going to warm up really quickly. The back end of those bays could warm up to 55 degrees in a week and a half. The main lake still might be in the 40s. Those fish know that, and a lot of times those fish will move quite quickly into that very, very shallow water. A lot of times you're looking for is the first distinct dead weed edge that is going into those back spawning bays, whether it be channels, big shallow water bays. Those are where the reed beds are, the hard bottom areas that crappies will eventually spawn in the next month and a half. But the thing is right now what those fish are really targeting is one thing, and that's food and warm water. The other thing that's really super critical at this time of the year for almost any different species of fish is water temperature. And it's really interesting that you can have wind blowing across the lake one direction. It'll actually pile up the warm surface water blowing across, and you can see dramatic temperature variations out in the lake at this time of the year. And that can be a big thing to find fish. Well, not only fish, but the biggest thing, food.